Okay, guys, I want you to listen to how nuclear energy has been given a bad rap. It's actually a clean, reliable fuel.
And if we don't, we're screwed.
China's building that. They don't fuck around. Now, they have a lot of coal. They're still building coal plants because they have a huge demand. And they have to get off the coal. That is crucial because they are completely contaminating the atmosphere as well. The more nuclear they build, the better it will be.
The contamination from coal is terrifying. We showed a documentary that had been done with. Do you remember the documentary? It was a documentary. It was all about. One of the things that was highlighting is all the people that live around these plants and the air quality they suffer. It's insane. Their cars are covered with like a thin film of, all the particulates in the atmosphere.
That's correct.
It's horrible.
They estimate from air pollution alone, I've read figures of 4 million deaths a year.
It's just so many cases of, respiratory illnesses.
Yeah.
It's horrible.
I want to say 4 million a year from air pollution, but 1 million at least from coal a year. That's what I've seen. There could be more coal. So it's
and
really,
who knows what the health negatives are on top of that. Like how many people are suffering with illnesses and ailments because of those particulates, especially around those reactors or the plants rather. Yeah. It's horrible.
Well, we still have coal in the U.S.
Yeah. No, this was in the U.S. This was in Indiana, correct?
Oh, yeah. There's coal everywhere. I mean, President Trump said, Trump digs coal. I dig coal.
He said clean coal. What the fuck are you saying? The fuck are you saying? Cleaner than what?
The other...
Lighting tires?
Now, the other truth that we miss is gas. We know how ugly the oil thing is. I mean, there's the waste and all the oil. And this fossil fuel itself is destroying the universe because we're putting carbon into the atmosphere, CO2. But gas is considered, they're using gas everywhere. It seems like a modern thing. They say, well, renewables, which are solar and wind, we're all for that. I want wind, I want solar. But they don't work all the time. They run out winter, at night.
Is it also a problem with battery technology when it comes to
Well,
those
that's part
things?
of it too. But the point is, when they run out, what they need is gas backup. It's backup. You see, nuclear doesn't need storage and it doesn't need backup. What's the beauty of it? It's a real clean energy. And gas does. I mean, renewables do need backup, and that backup is gas.
So it's not 100% like one of the issues is about storage, the waste.
Yeah.
And when you talked about just the size of the amount of storage, it's not nearly as much as a lot of people think it is.
Oh, the amount of all the waste that America has used up to now since 1958, whenever shipping port was built, amounts to about the size of Walmart. You can put it in a Walmart. In other words, people make a big deal about waste, but they don't realize that it's so intense an energy, huge amount of energy that it's how do you say, compact as a result. So it fits into if waste itself is a positive about nuclear, because first of all, there's been no harm done. So it's been buried in casks, and first of all, it goes into water for maybe 2-3 years, and that's a conductor that takes the radioactivity down, and then it gets put into casks that are 12 to 14 feet. They build these casks in the United States. They're concrete and steel. Concrete is a great, it does not conduct radioactivity. Concrete stops it. So concrete and steel casks work. They can go for 100 years, and then you can do another 100 years. And then eventually, you realize that radioactivity drops each time. In 4 or 5 years, it's way down. It drops to almost if you, I don't have all the figures, but you can see that it's a ridiculous fear given compared to what? Given climate change is so dangerous.
And compared to the death